Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. First off, I want to thank all the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I want to invite any of you that haven't had a chance yet or haven't been so inclined. If you like the content you see, please hit the subscribe button down below and the bell notification icon next to it. It'll alert you when I release new content and it'll really help out the channel. So today I've got kind of an interesting little, I won't call it a traditional, I won't call it a slip joint. It is a rye design, which I'm not that familiar with rye design, and TwoSun, double detent, a little front flipper knife. The way I actuate it, it's G10 and D2 steel. It's kind of a thicker knife where you've got these G10 scales on the stainless steel liners, and then you've got this D2 blade, which is pretty neutral, very, very sharp. And then when you close it, you just push it there so it flicks back in. So it's got a detent going out, detent, and then as you see, I'm putting pressure on the blade. It's not moving. I've got to put more pressure on the blade to break that other detent. And if you get it to where you kind of give it a push, it's a very fidgety knife. And it's not one that, let me get something to cut. It's not one that I'm worried about cutting with. It's one that I wouldn't go out and hard use because it's a slip joint non-locking knife, and B, it's a double detent. But in terms of opening packages, cutting things that I need to cut and then put it away, I have no issues with this knife because I'm consciously aware of what it is. So as long as you are aware of the tool that you're using, it's not going to make anything problematic for you. As I threw that out of frame. Sorry about that, guys. But I saw this knife and did not think it was going to be this thick. I don't, however, have a problem with it. I do have a slip that I put this knife in. I've got this traditional pocket knives, large slip that this knife rides just fine in. Whoops. It's got a lanyard hole. So you can put a lanyard through this if you want to. And this little jimped front flipper tab is very intuitive. I mean, I don't have to reach like I do on some of my other TwoSuns where they left the tab up here a little short. This one really lends itself to be fidgeted with. And I don't know, because I used to not have any need for a double detent knife. If it didn't lock, I was not interested in it. But since I got and opened my mind to traditional slip joints and what they can do better, I think, than some of my bigger locking knives, I've also come to appreciate these double detents just because they are very fidgety. They're non-locking, so they're going to be legal in more places. And they serve their purpose well. They're easy with one hand to deploy and to close. Easy one-hand deployment. And once you get the timing right, you'll have that detent to where it just sticks and you don't have it bounce back. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons with this knife. See what I've got out here close. I don't have a lot of modern folders. I've got this one, the Civivi Baby Banter, and then in my pocket, I've got the Civivi Vision FG. So you can see it's a much smaller knife than the FG. It's going to be much smaller than, let's look at it next to some other traditionals, some other, we'll call them slip joint knives, like the Case Sidebuster Jr. A little bit shorter than the Case Sidebuster Jr. And then this is the MKM Root. A little bit smaller than the Root, but in the same basic ballpark. And let's look at a couple more, and then I'll get the tape measure out. Look at it next to the Vision Hug, which I'm sure it's going to be shorter than. And the Jack Wolf Feel Good Jack. All right, guys, so let's see what this Rihe design TwoSun, I want to say $45 knife at White Mountain Knives. If you go to whitemountainknives.com, if you like this knife, um, just search TwoSun Rihe design or search TwoSun slip joint. It'll come up. It's, I want to say $45, $55. Then you put in the 10% Javon 10 code and save you 10%. It was a no-brainer for me to grab just because it looked like a really fun knife. So closed, it is 3 3/4. When we open it, it is right under 6.5, 3 3/4 inch handle with a little bit over a 2.5 inch blade with a 2.5 inch cutting area. And the blade stock on this little guy is a little bit thick. When I say thick, it's not super slip jointy thin. It is, whoops, 0.148. And the handle, I'm guessing, is going to be over 1/2 inch, 0.5385. And behind the edge, which I'm never good at getting that measurement. I don't even know I'll waste our time trying to do it because I try to get it right above that sharpening bevel, 0.0200. And I don't even know if that's the right place to get it. I need to reach out to somebody like Dr. Neves, Jared, and get him to tell me how to measure behind the edge. But guys, that is the TwoSun Rihe Designs. I don't know if it's the TwoSun TS. Uh-oh, it's on here, I think. 362. This is the TwoSun TS 362 in D2 and in G10. It's got this nice, G10 that's got this black underside, and that's the black G10, just one piece. I don't know what that coating is. G10 backspacer, double detent knife. A lot of fun. TwoSun / Rihe Designs. Guys, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I appreciate you all more than you know. Thank you, channel members. Thank you, viewers. Thank you all. I asked you last time, today, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left, right. Please look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate over hate. I love you all. Peace.